Hello, everybody. It's September 26th, 2020. Today's topic references Colin Kaepernick and the destruction of our national anthem. It is one of our most proud sports traditions. Everyone should be proud to play in America. Most sports that compete here are the top of all professions. If you succeed in American sports, then you are considered a top athlete in the world. I am not sure who needs to hear this, but the anthem will never stop being played before a sporting event. Our country and our fine heroes that represent us are the reason we are here to enjoy sports. If you do not see that, then I don't know what to tell you. Mark Cuban recently tweeted that you do not start your job with the national anthem, so sports should not either. Well, I'll flip it on Mark and say that all of our professions should start with the national anthem. How's that? Today's professional tweet of the day centers around Colin in general. All of a sudden in 2017, he wanted to sit for quote-unquote racial injustice. One of his fellow teammates convinced him to kneel. After he did, and then it spread like wildfire throughout the sports world and the world in general. It's hard to take someone seriously when they have a seven-figure contract. I'm not sure how America has been bad to him. We cheered for him when he made it to the Super Bowl, and now he's out of the league, and it's better for it. We do not need division in sports. They gave him plenty of chances to stop doing what he was doing. Everyone has the right to their opinion. But I don't go to my job and kneel in front of everyone. They would say, get back to work. We all have problems. If you wanted to shine light on a subject, he's the quarterback. He's the one of the most recognizable people without the helmet. He could have been the voice everywhere he went. He could have used the press conferences or whatever other platform he needed, and people would have listened. He chose to spotlight the anthem. That is why I can never consider him a hero. He just takes and takes and takes. After no one would hire him, he got a huge settlement. After that, ESPN signed him to a big contract to produce a movie about his life. How does that sound like oppression at all? If I were Roger Goodell and I gave him a settlement, gave $250 to $1 million to a movement, then had a 25% dip in my ratings, I wouldn't like it much. Then Colin comes out and say it's not enough. Not enough? If I were Roger, I'd be looking to slap this punk into a brick wall. That's what happens when you bow to the mob. You just keep taking until your sport is destroyed. Everyone in the NFL needs to stand their ground and try to repair their image. Today's personal tweet of the day centers around the time that our nation was fractured the most after the George Floyd incident. People were crediting Colin Kaepernick for being right. We were all looking for answers. How could someone do such a thing to a man? And they had it all quote-unquote on video. People looked to say Colin was right. I said at the time that I didn't agree and got blasted for it. That is what happens when you have raw emotion. You are going to get an emotional response. People only hear what they want to, and people in power prey on those emotions. It's actually very disgusting. If the body camera on George Floyd was released at the time, people would have seen that he was actually high on fentanyl before the knee to the neck. They just don't give us the full picture and have us go nuts. With some perspective now, we can see how we were getting played. I'm not sure how we move on from this. Vincent Goodwill is a good basketball writer who cares about social injustice. He wrote an article about Jonathan Isaac, who's a basketball player for the Orlando Magic. He criticized him for standing against BLM and didn't like it because of his belief in Jesus. That was his reasoning. I'm not sure what you're looking at, Vincent, but BLM sternly stated in their demands that they are against religion and against the nuclear family. So I'm not sure what he is referring to. Then he also talked about Aunt Jemima. I can agree with you that Aunt Jemima does sound like a vaudeville name. But for you to say that making a name change is easy just shows your ignorance. You don't know what money is committed and how easy it is to make a change. I've been in the industry. It's actually a ton of work. I don't envy anybody of this. You don't know what all goes involved. Sometimes you need to step back and say, you don't know what you're talking about. I wrote that tweet weeks ago before they decided to cancel Uncle Ben's rice. I really need to know how a cook with the name Ben is offensive. Someone has to enlighten me there. For real. Well, that's it for today. See you tomorrow. God bless you, and God bless America.